Sibling Salon.
If a tree fell in the forest, would you hear it? If it was our family tree, you surely would. It'll probably kick up enough debris to, I don't know, snuff out the sun for 1,000 years and maybe, just maybe, lead us to the 6th mass extinction. But hey, we would have lots of firewood. And while the world cooled into glaciation, the family wood would keep the world warm. Ironic, I know. Where do you start mapping your life on such a warded beast? An untethered juggernaut laying siege to the land with its seed. It's confusing, very confusing. Not unlike trying to portage a canoe with Helen Keller and then asking her to describe the trip. What do you say when people ask, "What's your family like?" or "How many siblings do you have?" First I say, "Fuck off," in my head, and then I say, "Do you have a piece of chalk? And let's go to that parking lot over there." It's about as fun as playing leapfrog with a unicorn. Divorce is a ubiquitous stain that has corrupted and violated my psyche, a fever that has only broken in the last few years. I've always wondered why I was so messed up, but really, who gives a shit? With an incredible wife, amazing friends, steadfast siblings, and years of alcohol and drug abuse, you can pull through just fine too. But for an insight to you, I'll summarize my siblings that make up a gnarled branch. First, there's my older and wiser Prosecco-sipping sister, Stephanie, unabated in her pursuit of completion. Then Shyler, a talented child-flinging musical laser-beam-spermed, equally relentless older brother. Next, myself, a gentle, helpful, melancholy werewolf that is willing to snap on you at any given moment. Then there's Amber, my half-sister who is willing to sleep with my friends. And of course, my other younger half-sister, Sarah, older than Amber, but from another father and mother, and who is also bloated with entitlement for sleepovers with my pals. Matt is my younger half-brother, who is usually MIA or surfacing with a new update of his life story. Let's not forget Nikki, or shall we? Well, that's about it, besides Oren, my older stepbrother who helped me throw around my mom, in a chair with my third dad. That was truly a bonding experience. Moving on now to Danny, my other stepbrother, who may be younger or older than Oren, and who I have no idea his age or hair color or lack thereof. Last would be Tammy, who's my stepsister and haven't really met. Just kidding, I met her once. Though that was through a cloud of alcohol shadowed over by a chuppah, and quite possibly made up in my head. So many combinations of genetic diversity that Charles himself would have wanted a sample. Though evolution in this case might be up for debate. This is a family tree that some of us would gladly rather hang from than extend another branch.
The weekly check-in.
Well, I'm very fascinated with your Twitter habits, I suppose I would call them. For instance, I really had no idea what that story was that you were doing in 140 characters with Dar and various other people, but I really enjoyed reading it.
Oh, you just read it recently?
I just read it recently. Well, some of them would come up, but you have to start at...
I know. Yeah,
I mean, that's the bad thing about Twitter is what you get the most recent, right? And then you got to scroll down to start at the beginning. But even when I started at the beginning, it didn't help. Not to, suggest it wasn't funny, but it was funny. But I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's funny.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to just sort of, I mean, there's a continuity to it, but it's not like, I don't think other authors would admire the work.
No, I liked it, but I also get a kick out of your ability to completely alienate people on Twitter. So I'm thinking of a series of tweets that you were sending to various Canadian bands
Yeah.
that caused sort of a hilarious stir with
Yeah.
Kathleen somebody or other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Shyler?
Which was like, oh, with like teddy bear emojicons and stuff like that. And then,
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the thing. Do you want me to explain?
yeah,
that,
I
or
do.
you
I
wanna
want to
keep-
know what happened there.
Well, I was trolling essentially.
I
which
finally
is-
know what that means. I had no idea what that
It's
means.
well, whatever. It's just being like a dick on the internet. I mean, I was essentially just. I've met the guy several times. Okay, there's no way he remembers any of those interactions, right? He is a famous person. I don't blame him, but he's been rude to me like almost every time I've met him, even though we've met through so many mutual friends, right? So my general impression of the guy is just like, he's a creep, but I'm sure he's not. But, you know, this is what happens. This is how my Twitter feed works. So then I start to attack him with, you know, just like really bad jokes. Like, why don't you try to write a good song? You know, like sort of, you know, branching off some of his hits. And then the uproar from anybody I know in Toronto who does follow me on Twitter or friends of friends, like Kathleen's more of a friend because we've met, but we haven't really hung out that much or anything. But it's just like they just think it's atrocious, right? Because I've decided to say that blows when the rest of Canada says he's great. But I mean, I always said he blew. Like I was always way more into. So at least I'm standing my ground. But now I'm just saying it on Twitter. But whatever. It's like nobody really cares. It's like, so I'm gonna lose, like, if was following me, I'm gonna lose her and about 4 or 5 other people I know from Toronto. Like maybe like anybody who's played in those people's bands will be like, well, he's disgusting. That's so rude.
Yeah, but that's more about they're worried about their reputation at that point. It's not really about what they think. It's the optics of it, right? Because
Yeah,
what
no,
I
no,
think
it's all strategy for all those people because,
Yeah.
I mean, although, you know, like I will give them that some of them probably are really friends with the guy, so, and like drink white wine on a yacht with him somewhere all the time. So, you know, that's their reality and so they're, you know, they're kind of sticking up for him. But most people are just aligning themselves with like being careful not to ever say anything negative to anybody so that your career is somehow like intact.
Compromised.
When I don't even know if some of these people have a career. I think it's just their mom and dad have money, you know? Like I mean, I know they make records and they do the work and all that, but I'm just saying, like, and the reality is if you looked at their books, like, do they really have more of a career than any of us, you know, in the music business? But
you gain more followers because of your criticism.
Possibly, but I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, you win some. Anybody who has a sense of humor can laugh at it, right? And so can I. And people troll me too, so it's not like I get that stuff all the time, and I love it. So
yeah, I was going to say, no one trolls me. I'm jealous.
yeah.
That's a bummer.
I'm not on Twitter.
I thought you said that you like tequila better than but you said I was like, yeah, I like tequila better than too.
I also like tequila.
You just see words that look like alcoholic beverages all
That's
the time.
true. I do like alcohol.
It's also, you know, it's free promo for him. You couldn't pay for that promo.
No, that's
It's
true.
It's
You get
very
everyone
exclusive
stirred
promo
up.
for about 15 people.
Yeah.
15 really important people.
But I even read about it. And I'm a nobody.
I got a phone call about it.
From who?
Did you?
Yeah, it's either one of 3 people that phones me when something happens.
Was it me?
No,
I phone you when things happen.
you phone me when things happen too. You're one of the 3.
Well, Blue Rodeo played at the folk festival, apparently.
They were amazing.
I wasn't there for it.
For the 45th time, yes.
Yes,
Go on.
I know. And then one guy said to me, well, they're just doing 5 days in July from start to finish. That's what they're doing. And I just thought, all these people just want to live like it's 1996. I don't understand. Anyway, I didn't stay for it. Okay, but
I mean, like the Deep Dark Woods just opened up for them at Harborfront and like had to sing and play a song with them. So it's like the proximity is very close.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy cow.
And plus, the last time I saw him or I met him was I parked in his parking space at his studio because I was there with Paul, who was recording on New record. And he got mad at me because I parked in his parking space. But it was like, there was no sign that said it was like the parking space. It was just supposed to be like some kind of national knowledge that you're not supposed to park in this exact spot because that's where he likes to, whip in and grab a guitar or whatever he's doing, right?
Kim Jetty's parking spot. Okay,
hey,
so
speaking of great entertainment gossip, since I'll introduce this into this segment, I was on the ferry the other day, coming from Main Island back to Victoria, BC, and Nefi Lurtado. Are you familiar with her work? Nefi Lurtado.
like a bird, I want to fly away.
Yeah. She was getting yelled at by her boyfriend and their
Who's her boyfriend? Is he
I don't know. He
African-American?
probably was like her manager or something. Maybe was yelling at her. I don't know.
Is he
they
Latino?
They were in a Range Rover or something, and they were having a fight. So I just sat and watched them fight on the ferry for about 25 minutes. Really enjoyed it.
Does she have a grill?
She's actually stunning in person. She's just a gorgeous lady. So I kind of wanted to go and, just get in the middle of that.
You did?
Yeah, I kind of was like, this guy's a jerk.
That's how I just felt when I came into the studio because there were two people fighting in the laundromat. I
were there?
wanted to get in the middle of that a little bit.
I saw two sitting outside.
Could be
But
stabby.
one of them had a neck tattoo. So
It's pretty stabby out there today.
it is a little stabby out there.
So we went for lunch, and like I said, the
Okay.
eyeballings.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
My lovely wife.
Okay, well, so I took some of your tweets that entertained me,
Okay.
and I just took 3 of them for the sake of being mindful of this short segment. But the first one is R.I.P. Jim Cuddy,
Yeah.
which I thought was really funny.
I was trying to kickstart a death rumor, but I don't even think there was
Except
a
he's not Paul
single.
McCartney, so everyone was like,
That there was not a single retweet, or
Who's Jim
and
Cuddy?
and nobody favored it.
okay. Okay. Here's a second one. At Prime Minister Harper and at Lorene Harper. You look like Garth Brooks. Lucky Lorene.
Did you see the picture that went along with it? Yeah. They're in Calgary, and he was like wearing a big
Stetson?
Stetson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he looked like Chris Gaines, but I didn't know
Ray
if
Gaines.
people would
Was
get
Chris
that.
Gaines? Right, yeah. His alter ego, right?
Yeah.
That one made me laugh so hard when I read that. And then there's a tweet from John Barrett who says, arrived in Ulaanbaatar for a diplomatic visit. Greeted at airport with some traditional dried yogurt curds. And you reply, a turd eating curds. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Baird. What a douche.
Oh
I
my
attacked the Harper government.
And do you ever get a response or anything?
No, they haven't even blocked me yet.
Wow.
Which is weird because usually you get a block, and then you can't tweet at them with their name and the.
Just CSIS is parked out front of your house or something.
Oh, great.
You're like, hey guys.
Why, for a good rhyme?
Yeah,
I don't
they're
think
like-
so.
They're like, wow, this is exciting. He
This podcast is actually.
he just snuck off
Aired
on
right
the
now,
side
we
of the
don't even
house
know
to
it, yeah.
fart, so that the Japanese student wouldn't hear him farting in his house.
Yes.
So Greg's gonna.
So, Greg, yeah, what album did you pick from your youth? I'm excited about this.
Well, I took From 1987, I took Midnight Oil,
Oh my God.
Sweet.
Diesel and Dust,
Nice.
which was their sixth.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Okay,
I can totally see you hanging out with that guy too. You guys just all aggro and head
Totally,
shit.
but the environment just yelling.
Wasn't he a judge or a
he's like
lawyer?
Politician
Politician,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
He became a politician, but I thought he was a
Peter
lawyer
Garrett.
before then. Okay.
So yeah, it came out in 97. It was
Yeah.
Their sixth
87.
studio. Yep. 87.
Okay.
Yeah, their sixth studio album.
Really?
They've been around since 72.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea.
How old is that guy?
Like 400 or something years
He was
old.
probably 40 when that album came out, I bet.
He used to have hair, actually. I didn't know that. Thought he was
Well, at
born
some
that way.
point, most people have
Thought he was
hair.
born that way.
You thought he was just born bald forever.
It totally still stands up. Love it. Every minute of it.
The whole, like every
no,
single song.
No, my favorite song's Whoa.
Like WHOA.
OA. Yeah. Yeah, the record stands up. I'd say that I enjoyed the same songs as I did before. And I actually...
Beds Are Burning.
Beds Are Burning, for sure. It's fantastic.
I
just love
saw
those songs.
Midnight Oil play
Are they
in
good?
1991, I want to say, or maybe 1990 even. There was a huge concert at Commonwealth Stadium where, what is that band? The Georgia Strait?
Georgia
Straits?
Straits.
Yeah,
The Georgia Satellites.
that's them.
Oh.
The Georgia Satellites. Danielle Lanois,
It was the
Midnight
Tragically
Oil.
Hip thing. It was the... wasn't
Duran
it?
Duran, and the Tragically Hip. Yes. And I got to see Simon Le Bon.
Did you enjoy Midnight Oil? Because that's what we're talking
Not
about
really.
right now.
I remember they were there. Wasn't my thing.
Well,
So 1991, the Georgia Satellites, isn't that like 10 years after their hit?
Yeah.
Don't give me no lies. And
Yeah.
keep your hands in your shell.
Yeah, but I mean, it was also 10 years after Duran Duran was popular too, right? I was stood right up at the stage with my hands on the stage when Duran Duran was playing because everyone was walking around for beer. And I was like, oh,
Bunch of hip
Simon
fans. They probably
Le
thought
Bon.
they were all like, they're probably like just walking around going like, Duran Duran is a bunch of...
Well, that's possible.
Right.
It's quite an eclectic mix of bands. Yeah.
anyways, the record, it holds
Sorry.
up. Oh, that's okay.
Midnight Oil. Whoa.
Midnight Oil, still enjoy it. I remember the last time, 1995, probably 96, I was dancing to it with Guest Schuyler. He lives in Vancouver. We drank
Douglas Copeland.
Casey and I,
Casey Kasem.
we drank a bottle of tequila and
Wow.
danced all night long. It was amazing.
That
where-
also
Well, sorry, it was like
reminds me
44 minutes or whatever it was.
of the
Was it-
time that you guys came over to my apartment and we drank way too much rye and we danced to Sunvolt.
Weird.
Do you remember that? And then my
Yeah,
neighbors
that
from
was-
downstairs came up. They're like, "Sounds like you're having a party," and they had six.
That's when you lived in the little the
the
little
one room
courtyard.
apartment.
They have the
No,
courtyard?
no,
No.
no, down the hill on 98th Avenue.
Trace. That's a good record. It's a
It
great
was
record.
so good. It was so much fun. Okay, sorry. Back to Whoa. I was
Anyways.
kind of hoping it was WOE.
Whoa. What?
like,
oh, whoa.
I was like, what
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Midnight Oil song would be called Whoa?
Anyways, it yeah. I
Good.
still
So
like
it's a
it.
classic album.
It's actually number 13 on the Rolling Stones list for top 80s records, which I was quite surprised by.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
impressive.
going to check it out. I am going to check it out now
Yeah,
because
I am too.
Dave I record with sometimes, they're big Midnight Oil fans, him and John.
Huh.
Because they're probably like, that's one of their bands because they're a little bit older than me. So I assume that they were probably into their first few records maybe because they're also like into Roxy Music and Devo and stuff like that, you know?
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was produced by also Warren Livesey. He did, unfortunately, the Matthew Good Band. So just let you know. Little insight there.
I don't have an opinion about Matthew Good Band. I don't know anything about them.
I know enough to know that I know that I don't want to know anymore.
I
Okay.
know that he's not good.
Who do you think your mom is more, similar to or like? Would it be as in Grammy or Charlie Sheen? She's like both.
I think.
No,
well,
you have to be honest.
I want to say Grammy because I don't know much about Charlie Sheen, but I know that Mom is like Grammy in some ways. So, you know. Sorry, Mom.
You're grounded. 6
You
weeks.
have to apologize. That's okay. Thanks, Soph.
No problem.
Okay.
Talk to you next
later.
time.
Okay,
Love you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Yeah,
bye, guys.
Bye.
Ah. Awesome.
Stories from the market.
Okay, so recently a vendor who was dating maybe a 16 or 17-year-old young lady, and he was 87 or 85, literally, something like that. Yeah. She's 18, I guess, barely. Anyways, so they were dating, and he apparently he's dead, and he took his own life, or he died somehow, but I think he took his own life. Supposedly, the rumors are going. Anyways, I get told this by another vendor at the farmer's market, and she says, "Did you hear that died?" And I'm like, "No, that's terrible." "Yeah, that's a really good stall." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, without even like a flicker of
Location.
Location. You're right. She's like, I wonder who's going to get that stall. There's going to be some fighting over that stall. So that happened a couple weeks ago. And so there's people now basically trying to get that stall because it's actually in a really, really sweet spot.
People trampling over his dead body to get his stall.
Pretty much, yeah. So that happened. I saw a guy curling cucumbers, which was pretty awesome this past
What's
week.
that?
He just holding cucumbers. He just stands there and looks really grumpy, and he just curls them. He's just trying to get some a workout in while he's waiting for his wife.
Oh.
So he stands next to the garbage can and curls cucumbers. That was pretty funny. People that buy honey sticks that say, I'll take 3 honey sticks. It's perfect because I have 3 kids. Is probably one of the most annoying things in the world. People explaining that they understand math and can count to 3. Or people that don't know how to open a honey stick.
You're like, you have 4 kids, ma'am. She's like, oh. I always forget about little coriander.
You have the greatest names that you come up with. Grouse Mountain. Whoa. And yeah, that's really all I have written down. I should have probably written down more. The Lost and Found's pretty funny. Sarah was saying that recently there was a rosary that was lost.
And a person found.
Well, yeah, I guess.
If they got the rosary.
Wouldn't
they be found?
To be praying to find it.
No, they'd be found by Jesus.
And then like God comes over because it's over the intercom. If you've lost your rosary. Anyways, that wasn't funny. But yeah.
Do you follow God's tweets on Twitter? Because they're pretty funny.
I'm not on Twitter.
Just asking.
Yeah.
Famous last words, Greg.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all I have for that. I don't know if you guys want to discuss that.
That's all you have for stories from the market. I thought you were going to tell like a long, long story from the market.
After you guys talked about your tweets for an hour, I figured I'd just cut this one a little shorter.
Well, you don't have to.
No, but
Okay,
I want to.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that. Stories from the market. Suicide. Drama. Honey sticks.
So...
Psychopath Test.
Okay. So we're doing Steph today?
Sure.
Okay. I I put nutmeg in my eggnog.
No, I put cinnamon.
Success is based on survival of the fittest. I am not concerned about the losers. Disagree, neutral, or agree?
Does it like make you record how long it takes to come up with an answer?
No. There's no indication that that's a psychopath. A psychopath could
Takes
be
a really
fast
long
If I have
or
to
really
think
slow.
about it. What if I have to think about it?
Well, that's
Okay,
just
no.
weird. Then
the
you
answer
are
is
then
no.
disagree.
Disagree.
Okay. I find myself in the same kind of trouble time after time.
Me and Cyndi Lauper. That's true.
Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
For me, what's right is whatever I can get away with.
No. Disagree.
I'm often bored.
No.
In today's world, I feel justified in doing anything I can to get away with success.
Clearly not. Based on the fact that I'm unemployed.
Okay. Disagree then? Yes. I find that I'm able to pursue one goal for a long, long time.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
I find that I'm able to pursue one goal for a long time.
Yeah.
Agree? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hate dogs, but I love hamsters. Disagree, neutral,
Disagree.
or agree? Disagree, okay. My main purpose in life is getting as many goodies as I can.
Is that serious?
I like how your face moved when you said goodies. Goodies.
What's a goodie? Like candy?
Cocaine.
Or
Candy.
it's like how you define goodies?
Like a new purse. How's that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Most of my problems are due to the fact that other people just don't understand me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Agree that one?
Totally.
People who are stupid enough to get ripped off usually deserve it.
Well, sometimes.
What? Neutral? Okay. No. Disagree or agree?
Well, it depends.
What? Then you're neutral.
I'm neutral on that.
Once Tyler submits for the test results, police will just be at the door when we're coming upstairs.
There's no
Before I-
context for any of these
Stephanie
questions.
Laskowski, psychopath, that's you.
That's the trick. Before I do anything, I carefully consider the possible consequences.
No.
Looking out for myself is my top priority.
No.
I have been in a lot of shouting matches with other people.
Yeah.
Family members
Actually-
prefer.
You're like Larry David. I tell other people what they want to hear so that they will do what I want them to do.
No.
Totally. Oh. What happens if you completely,
Who's taking
blatantly...
the test here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. When I get frustrated,
That's
I
a lie,
often
though.
let off steam by blowing my top.
What does that even mean?
Drinking a bottle of Prosecco.
I enjoy manipulating other people's feelings.
No, I don't.
No. Okay. I feel bad if my words or actions cause someone else to feel emotional pain.
It depends. I'm neutral on that one.
I would probably be bored if I went to an open mic night at a local coffee shop.
No way, no chance.
Can you just say disagree or agree or neutral as opposed to like these made up?
Can you rephrase the question, please?
I don't feel sad when people I know die.
I disagree.
It seems like terrorists could do a lot more damage if they were not so stupid. This test is amazing. It's kind of true, right?
Neutral.
I like to pound nails with a hammer as a child.
This is the best test. No, I don't think you'd like doing that.
Are you smiling?
All right. Drum roll, please.
Psychopath Test.
Your psychopath score is very high. It's a 3.6.
2.6?
A 3.6.
Oh, out of
And
what? 10?
Out of 5.
Oh, that is high.
So it's, yeah. So the
What's that?
antisocial aspects of psychopathy, rule breaking, and a lack of effort towards socially rewarded behavior.
Oh, that's being a psychopath? I thought that was being an activist.
That's being a freegan.
A freegan?
You know what a freegan is?
No.
It's like vegans that eat out of dumpsters. but they don't even know what they're eating, so they're not really vegans. So your score for primary psychopathy was higher than 41% of people who have taken this test. Your score for secondary psychopathy was higher than 89% of people who have taken this test.
Ding, ding, ding.
So you're like...
The cops are
I'm
upstairs.
just trying to crunch those numbers right now.
It's called
so
activism. I'm sticking by that.
Cut that one in half. You're essentially 50% psychopath. Roughly.
So how many people have taken the test?
3 people. I doesn't say.
That's also important.
It's their
if
research,
it's 5
not mine.
people, then I'm not worried.
It's
Right, like
just two other people.
5,000,
Greg
50,000.
Greenlease and Shyler Johnson.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
so that's pretty good. Thanks for tuning in to the Sibling Salon again.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See you again soon.